course was harder than I was expecting, which
Oh.
you never want to find out.
Okay.
Um,
More hills? Or just hotter?
the hills were longer. It wasn't like a brutally high hill. It
Yeah,
was
just
just
nonstop
a
climbing.
5 mile up.
Yeah.
An audit that comes in the next few months here. And the results of that say that we made a couple bucks, manager for a couple of months, so there's a little bit less on the wages part of it until I got onboarded in March or so.
I'm not going to make any issues about this sheet. It's only for the sake of internally looking at hangars are not included here, or something, you know, a fourth footnote. Just curious. All right. I don't have any questions for you on the engineer's report. Curtis, Mara, no? And so we just move on. Motion?
Move to approve as staff recommends.
That's too short. Okay, we'll accept that. All right.
Any more words?
Well, I'm used to more words, but I'll accept that. That's fine. Four positions here, and I know this probably goes back to ancient history and how the commissions were written up. I see absolutely no reason for a treasurer or a secretary anymore.
We let the commission decide those roles, so I'm open to whatever the commission feels comfortable with those.
I don't want to hog the position.
Larger group this next time.
Okay, so do we need to make a motion to postpone this portion
No,
until?
I think that's.
That's just
fine.
enough, what we did?
Yep.
Okay. Okay,
Lease has been signed each year, but the leases, all three of them have a clause that says that a hangar needs to be built on these within a 2-year time frame. And I think the agreement that says we will build or I will build a hangar on this lot by such and such date. And I think what we're asking from the commission tonight is, A, are you okay with this, the language of this letter, and having that sent out to those three owners, or leaseholders, and then,
As when you get into our winters and stuff, you really need to, yeah, if you're gonna build a hangar, you gotta break ground kinda early summer to have it closed in. But I'm not an attorney, so I'm not gonna question her.
you gotta finish too, right? So that's the last thing we want
Yeah.
out there is a half-built
Yeah.
thing. And so, in whatever agreement I come to with them, we would have a completion date on there
Yeah,
as well.
and you want 2 years, you think?
I
I think
no
that's
more than that,
more
for
than
sure.
enough, yeah. Yeah, I agree, that's, yep.
Pulling of the permit is.
A year from pulling of the permit. Is there a second? Or, yeah,
Yeah, I'll second.
Curtis seconds it. Motion and a second, any other discussion on this?
To then ever quote-unquote catch up. And we have hamstrung ourselves for,
If the city raises my lease rate by the CPI, I can't argue that. CPI is a very common number used for indexing and use. So, and it's stated actually word for word in some of the leases and not in others, but it's 806, and for 2023 was 292.72, and you do the math on that, it's 1.048, so 4.8%. So I have, again, increase it by the 4.8, and that's our rate for the next 2 years from where we are right now. The CPI, I'd love to at some point. I mean, we have a possibility of having over 100 hangars out there. And if we have 100 hangars out there paying property tax and ground lease rent, we're taking in, even at today's rates, it'd be over $250,000 a year in property. I think I made some notes, so I don't want to misstate. The city, this goes back a little in history, but the city acquired the airport for the benefit of the city of Forest Lake, not for the benefit of any hangar owners. There were no hangar owners. There were no hangar lots. The city acquired the airport for the benefit of the city, period. Okay? So the city knew there were going to be operation costs. They knew there were going to be capital improvement costs. How many houses are on Clear Lake? Do you know, 200-300 houses? Let's say 300. Has one boat launch, okay? Okay, every homeowner on that lake has to use that boat launch. Right? They don't have a choice. Every year, that boat launch for the cost, the operational cost of the airport, or the capital improvement cost. Right,
Based on
but
the
it sets,
underlying operating
And if they raise the rent and I don't want to pay it, I move out. I haven't invested
I
$350,000
understand what you're
on that
saying.
piece of dirt.
I understand what you're saying. I also, this is why I think we have things like the CPI in to help guide that, because there is a long-term relationship there. But
Other entities, and in fact, I believe the homeowners association
Lake Association.
kicks in some there.
Yeah, but that's not that has nothing to do with an access point to the public space.
Well, sure, but similar.
I'm talking about having an access point to the, you're talking about improving the quality of the water. That would be like talking about improving the quality of the air that I'm flying in. I think that's an apples and oranges comparison. I'm talking about the pure access point to public space is that boat launch. Garage, a boat you can take home, put in your garage. I think there's a big difference there.
So I want to understand a little bit more of the mechanics and I couldn't explain to somebody else, and I think I probably would need to, I need to be able to. How is it that how's pressure to allow for that? And when, council's making tough decisions on,
The airport, again, going back in history. Okay, they acquired it for the benefit of the city, not for the benefit of the hangar owners. I
there's
disagree.
some level of
No, that's not true.
operating. Well,
The new rate shall be applied for the years 2026 and 2027.
we may have a foundational disagreement, but I'm struggling. We may have a foundational disagreement, but I'm struggling a little bit to follow your math.
Oh, well, if you go to his table that shows the CPIs,
Struggling a little bit to follow your math.
oh, well, if you go to his table that shows the CPIs,
Driven by CPI, but it's a catch-up, and I appreciate and a catch-up. Let's call it what it is, and we're making this deviation and continue this conversation. I'm not sure we're ready to make that tonight. Maybe council is. I think we're here to kind of guide level of reasonability given to leaseholders, that we're not going to just have a 30% rate increase.
Well, we do have a lot going on at the airport. I wanted to just report on a few of those things. I think the next